Hi everybody, this is Dennis from the Dennis and Andy Show, and I'm going to do a full review of Mega issues 1 and 2. It's the complete story. Stonebot put them out, and it looks like they're in conjunction with Red 5 Comics. So it could be that it's foreign and they translated. I'm not 100% sure. I tried to do a little research, but I don't have a lot of information on them. One of the guys at our local comic shop, he's the one who turned me on to this book. I've never even heard of it. I didn't see it in previews. He happened to get 2 copies, and really, I had an interest, and he said, well, here, take one of mine. So I bought one of his, and I fell in love with this. I thought this was just wonderful. So I had to rush home and take a look at it. These are larger than normal comics, so I'm going to hold one up so you can see. This is another one I'm going to be doing a review on. And notice it's much bigger. It's premium. It's glossy. These look really, really nice together. I think the price on them is $7.99. I'm just going to verify. It doesn't actually even say on it. It does. Yep, $7.99 price point on them. For what you get, I think it's pretty good. But anyway, let's dig into the story, and then you guys can let me know your thoughts on it when we're all said and done. Issue number 1, I absolutely love the cover, both of these glossy covers. I thought, when you look at them side by side, yeah, they look really cool. Again, just well done, really nice stuff. Script and art. So the person who wrote it and drew it, Salvador Sanz. It does say translation. So revision was Chris Ortega. So it does. So I'll be curious if anybody's got a little more info on it. Drop it below or leave a link if you can find it. So issue number 1 starts out, and you can see there's a map. We see the tools. There's somebody making a cake. And, oh, that's interesting. We just kind of saw Antarctica. So he did a cake of Antarctica. We can see fissure opening up. Something's in there. Well, that's interesting. Very cool. They talk about on the news, you can see there's an earthquake in Antarctica. So it's interesting. You see a dad talking to his girl named Tina. And apparently Grandpa was in the ocean and something bad happened. There was an earthquake and he's missing right now. And then they do another flashback and you can see whatever that was has opened up. So there's something that escaped. Now what we see is it's pretty cool. In Antarctica, you see the penguins. They're all looking and they're all looking. This is just a really beautiful shot. Opened up there, and you can see part of whatever was in there walking around. Some sort of kaiju, we're going to assume. And anyway, they're talking about, she's asking Dad about the chupacabra, and she's basically like, no, it doesn't exist. She's talking about how she doesn't like the dark. His dad, who was obviously in the Antarctica, had sent some pictures and some of the artifacts back, and you can see he's been a traveler. He's gone and collected artifacts. You can see some Easter Island, so that is cool. And then they're like, well, he did find these, and these are, she thinks maybe they were stolen. They were underground in Brazil. They aren't really sure what they are. They could be knives. They could be something else. Tina goes to sleep and she wakes up and she's like, Daddy, where are you? And you can see she's in some sort of a dream state. And it's Grandpa. Dad told me you got lost at sea. Well, I was so busy that I wasn't able to drop by and see you. That made me very sad. Now I'm lost and I can't come back. But I brought you a gift because I missed your last birthday. Well, you actually missed multiple. She's like, Grandpa, are you dead? Dead? Me? Well, let's say I'm in a dream and you can't wake up. So he tells her about the gift, that he left it on his desk, and it's in a box, and then it's hers. She shouldn't really tell anybody. And then she wakes up from her dream, and there's some kind of a creature standing on her window. And of course, she freaks out, runs in, crawls into bed with Dad. She goes, I'm scared. He goes, it's just a nightmare. But I saw something when I woke up spying on me. And we all know dogs have good senses, and the dog's sensing something out there. Now we go into Uruguay. All of a sudden, one of the kaijus that we saw the fin for earlier comes up. That's actually a really cool scene. The shadow that's in there, you can just see the outline of them. The people looking up. You can see the cool spikes coming out. You can see leg. Kind of reminds me of like some of the newer Godzillas where you got pieces of them, which was kind of neat. All of a sudden you see it climb up like King Kong, you know, to the top of the building. And it basically rests on top of the building, goes skyward, launches some kind of, looks like a lava stream, and actually starts burning everything within a particular path. You can see the stream, and he's just pouring it out. It's going around in a circle. So he's basically encircling himself in a flow of lava, and he's now perched on top, killing everything that was down below him. She wakes up, she goes and grabs it, and Dad's like, wait, what are you doing? Well, I had a dream about Grandpa, and he told me this is him. So Dad doesn't really believe her, you know, after she talks about Grandpa. And she's like, what else did Grandpa tell you? He thinks he's dead. He could only be talk to me because I was dreaming. But Edgar, what's going on? You can see it can't be. There's the big creature. So they've obviously got news helicopters and everything that's going in. The helicopters are done beautifully. I mean, just look at the artwork. This is just absolutely fantastic stuff. I love it. I love it. I love it. Some cool internal cockpits. So besides drawing kaijus, his people are solid. I love when they can get the military type equipment correct. You can see him launching missiles. And then she goes, so monsters like the chupacabra and mermaids do exist. Mermaids aren't monsters. Yes, they are. They're kind of scary. So as they're going around, she went and grabbed what she had said. Many of the explosions could be heard in Buenos Aires this afternoon. And then you can see the salamander, which is what the news media is calling the big creature that's spewing all the lava. It's still unknown. They don't know what it eats, where it's come from. Its diet's unknown. So they know something's up. She's back sleeping the next night, and Grandpa comes and visits her again. She goes, I'm telling you a secret that nobody knows, not even your dad. Long ago, before the time of dinosaurs, this was actually a prison. But it was no normal prison. The prisoners were so dangerous that they were put to sleep and locked up and kept deep underground. The prison's keys were protected by a single sentinel, the lone guardian of the entire prison. As the eons passed, Earth changed entirely. The secret prison was forgotten, but its prisoners and the guardians still slept somewhere below. One day, the deepest reaches of the sea, we found the guardian's keys in a short distance away, one of the prisoners' cell. One of the expedition's members was a naughty kid named Felipe Sandoval, and he did the naughtiest thing he could have done. He used one of the keys to open the cell and release his prisoner. A few days ago, he was able to release the second prisoner. He wants them all freed. Basically, he tells her, look, that little thing that I gave you in the box, that's actually a horn. It's a special horn, but you have to blow the horn, and only certain people, it's a unique horn, and certain people can only hear it. You need to do it to save the world. We need to stop this Felipe. So she goes and, the dog's got the horn. She goes, give me that. She grabs the horn. Oh, there's that creature outside. It looks kind of like a bat. She gets so scared, she kind of wets herself. The dog's barking. And, what's that sound? Dad gets up, and she's sitting up in bed, and she's blowing and blowing and blowing, and kind of feels like a scene from like The Abyss or The Deep, something like that. And she can say, she can't hear it, but something can. And we see another It's a different enclosure that's down there. And all of a sudden you see something move, and there it comes. So this is a really cool ending shot. You can see a close-up. We're going to call that the head. Looks like the claw of some sort. And we get a picture of this next guy, and then it kind of ends right there. So we're going to pick right up on the second issue. So this is what we're assuming is the jailer that is coming to help. You can see him reach down and grab something. Wow, that almost looks like a knife or a dagger or something like that. Look at that. This just shot is just an absolutely stunningly beautiful shot. What an interesting design of the creature, head, shoulders. You can see the hands, that it's wielding it like a dagger, whatever that was that he picked up. That is just a really cool shot. Anyway, Dad wakes up, sees blood. There's Dante. Something killed Dante. Notice the eyes. So he has to go and explain that the dog is dead. And she goes, I know it was the monster, Dad. It was the chupacabra. He goes, it doesn't exist. I've already told you. Dad, the monsters on TVs exists. And then we can see new gigantic monster in Montevideo. And we see him coming up. Again, you can see like cranes, a local dock, which is just really cool looking. His head coming out. There's a cool shot where you get the below, and then you can see the blurred out above. The special effects that he did were just dead on. A new creature emerges from the sea. We see him marching through the city. You can see, oh, look at those. It almost looks like he's got heels. Looks like Kiss. You know, the band Kiss in their high heels. That's kind of what it looks like, platforms. And then he gets up there. We can see the lava that's going around. You can see what was being created. And the creature, the new one comes in and starts going to town. Knocks over buildings and uses them to walk across into the new, he gets up to the new fortress. And it's just a really cool shot. There it is. So there's the Salamander. There's Mega. They're on opposing sides of the wall. Another absolutely cool drawing. Love it, love it, love it. You can see he breaks through. There's stabbing going on. They bust through the wall. Lava's flowing. This is all done silently. So all of this is done without hardly any words being done. I love it when you can tell stories silently. You all know that by now. And this definitely doesn't need anything. You can see the creatures fighting. You can see them standing off. You can, even though you can't read what necessarily emotions they're doing, you can see he illustrates it really well. Almost like armor going down. And then you can see they're watching it on TV. It even lists Mega, the new creature from the sea, faces the salamander in deadly combat. And then the new creature and it attacks. So you can see it on the TV screen. And then we switch to a full page. Again, with this being oversized, it really does bring out the beautiful artwork that's in here. You can see that big fight. You can see pieces. You understand what's going on. The different attack modes without them having to explain anything. And it's just really cool. We see the stabbing going on. She's like, Dad, I have to tell you, I think Mega is the sleeping sentinel Grandpa told me about. What did Grandpa tell you? He told me that a bad kid, a very naughty kid. What did he do? I think his name was Felipe. Basically, he's letting the monsters out. So this is a cool, right in the channel and everything like that. Another fight. You can see the drones up ahead. Mega steps back as the salamander approaches. And he's got his really cool attack. Salamander lets out another lava blast. Absolutely smashes Mega. It's cool. Even how it hits and he does it. You can see the flames, the impact, the flames smoldering. He's completely engulfed. He does a nice job of immediately switching to the reaction from the pair and then going right back to the scene. And what comes out, he emerges. And again, you can see basically lava in the volcanoes. And you see Mega, he uses it like a dagger or possibly like a key, stabbing it in either in the neck or in a specific spot in the neck. Can't quite tell, but it definitely does the trick. You can see the flames. They wind up going into the water. And again, you can see the battle. You can see where they fell in. You can see the splash. Just so well done. Just so well done. The flames, again, you can see the smoke starting to bubble up. And did Mega beat the demon from Antarctica? Mega, is it humanity's savior? Again, it's got to feel a bit of, obviously, like Godzilla. You know, is he good or bad? Then we go back to Tina. She has another dream of Grandpa, and he's like, you did it, girl. You stopped the end of the world. But he did talk about that bat-like creature, the one that killed Dante. It is a small one. Not necessarily as strong, but definitely to be feared. And we can't have... they can't have them letting the other ones out of prison. So he lets her know, you are the one that is basically in control of it. You're the guardian. You're the one who has to call in. And then it says, it made us get lost at sea. It did to us what it did to Dante. It took out our... Don't tell me, Grandpa. I'm scared. You have to hide the horn really well in a perfect place that only you know about. A place nobody else could find it. So he's going to wind up visiting her again. It's cool. There's this dagger knife. We see it going down. We see it start moving. And it basically transforms. You can see it going down. So there's definitely going to be some hidden mystery in here. You see it attach. And now it's basically, look what it's doing. It's basically closing the cocoon back up. So that was one of the jail cells that we saw back in the first issue. We now know it's closing it up. And it's closing basically the jail door closed. We go back to Dad. And he's actually reading up on National Geographic. Because that was his father's expedition. And there's Felipe. And he starts reading. He was that very naughty kid, Felipe. So he's starting to believe her. And there's the final page. Again, we can see him sleeping. This is a beautiful shot. You can see the light filtering down and slowly fading out. The jellyfish going up. Just incredibly, this is a beautiful, beautiful book. I haven't seen something like this since I was this excited in a long time. Just everything about it. At the back, you get some of the sketches by Salvador, and you can see some of his early designs for how he was designing the creatures, the salamander, and of course the jail cell. You get a full color with a helicopter. So they found it. There's a helicopter overhead. And then there's the jackal. And that was it. So that's it, everybody. There's the 2 issues of Mega. The story was really solid. I really did enjoy everything about this. I like the characterizations, the relationship between the daughter, Dad, and even her dreaming of the grandfather, because obviously somehow they were more than just dreams. And the artwork throughout it, everything was so easy to follow, so beautifully drawn, illustrated. The quality of the books is top-notch. For $7.99, a lot of you are probably thinking that's a lot for a comic, but this was absolutely worth it. This is far better than if you're spending $7.99 on some of the Marvel and DC books right now. The quality is here. It is just stunning. Like I showed you, they're oversized. You know, again, you can kind of see the difference in the size of it. So you do need bigger bags and boards. These are going to be hard to find because, you know, you can talk to your local comic shop. I would recommend picking these up. I hope they wind up doing something more with this. He's got a great beginning of the story. This was a great Act 1. I really want to see how they're going to continue on with this. I am going to give this one a CGC rating of a 9.6. This was truly a great, great book. Probably one of my favorite books in the last few years that I've read. And it was out of nowhere. Talk to your local comic shop, see if they can get their hands on any, maybe through Diamond Distribution or maybe one of the other small publishing ones. If not, you may have to track it down on eBay or online. But I think it's worthwhile. Let me know what you all think. Do you guys think this is cool? Did any of you out there pick this up? Would love to be able to, wish I could talk to the artist and, well, he's the writer and the artist, and find out more. But anyway, this was great all the way through. Probably one of the highest books. Make sure you guys smash the like and subscribe button. If you like it when I do these full reviews, or we do on our live streams where we review TV shows and movies, I do book and records. We do the quick flips every week where you get at least a hint of it. And then I like to find out what you guys enjoy, and then I can do full reviews on them like this. But I need to hear from you guys, so leave your comments below. Make sure you do join us, and I look forward to seeing you all really soon. Thanks for joining.